Here are the top 10 bizarre creatures found in Alaska. Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Kicking off the list at number 10, ice worms. Yeah, ice worms. Need I say any more right there? Ice worms, that's terrifying by themselves. I'm dodging these suckers all spring, now I gotta worry about winter too. Get out of town. I'm Canadian, we don't need ice worms. Come on, we have ice in general, that's bad enough. The only time a worm lives its life in glacial ice is in, you guessed it, Alaska. Yeah, all these things are in Alaska, in case you didn't already know that. All my life I've seen worms shrivel up and fade away on the sidewalk. They just evaporate, it's so horrible. But I've never even seen a worm near ice. Is that even possible? Apparently so. They're supposed to run out of fuel and die off, but ice worms are like the Energizer Bunny. These things just keep going, even if they're frozen. Little Captain America worms. Should that icy temperature rise, however, above freezing, well, that's when it becomes slower and dies off the way that we see every worm go. You know, just in a horrible, gross way. Honestly, these things are super cool. I'm not a fan of worms, obviously, but scientifically, these guys are so alien. They're pretty cool. I had to kick off the list with them. Teach me your ways. I'm always so cold. Again, hate Canada. I'm just kidding, it's fine. Number 9, banana slugs. This one's pretty gross too, I'm not gonna lie. Get the gross ones out of the way right off the hop. Banana slugs get their name because of their yellow color. They are not yummy. They have nothing to do with bananas. They do not taste like bananas at all. Nothing like banana medicine. That one's pretty close. They're also quite large, these slugs, but the thing that really sets them apart here is that they have a single lung that's exposed. I know, as I said that, you probably went, ugh. Yeah, it's horrible. It's one of the worst things I've read. Alaskan banana slugs are dark green, so even creepier, dare I say, than the average. And these slugs need to stay wet at all times. I wanted to say that they stay, you know, something that starts with the letter M, but we don't like that word, apparently. This word would have been perfect for said organism. Moist. There, I said it. These slugs are also hermaphrodites. They have all the reproductive organs needed for the fun. Only after a mating season, they'll kind of Black Widow the other party. Yeah, nature's wild. Olivia, don't eat me. Thanks. Number 8, new whale species. You may be thinking, how does one miss a whale for this long? Aren't they insanely large? Haven't we found them all? I would hope. Well, when a 20-foot long whale washed up on the beach in Alaska, researchers studied it and came to the conclusion that this species of whale, specifically called the Baird's beaked whale, upon further investigation is part of an entirely new species of whale. Yep, we thought we knew what it was. Different. A new whale from 2014, and we didn't even know it for a couple years. This new discovery has darker flesh, and the dorsal fin was bigger and floppier. It was bigger and floppier. Imagine a scientist saying that. Yeah, it's bigger and floppier. They're like, great, heard. The only other whale with the same genetic code that can be studied was found in a nearby high school gymnasium. Yeah, not alive. It was the skeleton. It was just, you know, up there for morale, I guess. Nothing gets the kids going on the beep test than a skeleton above. Just a whale skeleton. Like they were in the Avengers and they just, I don't know. Where is this? Alaska? Wild. Next time you talk smack about your high school mascot, make sure it's not a rare fish that's previously undiscovered. Yeah, always take a look. Check yourself, Bradley. Stop making fun of your mascots. My mascot was a dragon. But not like a cool dragon though. He was like a lame dragon. I'll move on. Number 7, needle snout monster. This one comes from around 200 million years ago, so not that new. This fossil had been discovered recently, however. It was discovered back in 2011 on an island just a few feet above sea level, so it was almost pretty close to fading away forever. It looks like an ancient iguana almost. It's a marine reptile thalattosaur. It's a new discovery from that time. This thing was roaming around Alaska 200 million years ago. I used to think humans were born too late. This pointy-nosed dude has changed my mind, my friends. We love science. We love finding things late. It's the only intact thalattosaur fossil ever discovered in North America, which is pretty sweet. Pat Druckenmiller, director of the University of Alaska Museum of the North, sounds like something from Game of Thrones, the Museum of the North. He really thinks this is a fascinating find, and rightfully so. The snout is pointed. It's literally razor sharp. This guy would have been an absolute menace back then. Thank God he's gone. Now instead we have to deal with these guys. Number 6, Nudibranchs. Yes, Nudibranchs. We love saying it. Go tell all your friends. Hey, know what I learned about? Nudibranch. A nudibranch. These little things are so strange, I cannot wait to talk about them. These soft gastropod mollusks are too cool for their shell. Yeah, they're so fancy, they're just like, I'll just be naked forever, no problem. They show it all. No shame. They're fancy sea slugs, basically. Their colors have made them the subjects of many nicknames. Obviously, these have been baffling sailors for centuries. There's more to them than you'd think. They can smell and taste through their fingertips. What a feature. I can't tell if I would want this or never ever want this. What's cooking? That's horrible. I would eat things through my hands all the time. Oh my God. I'd steal treats from my friends' backpacks. There's over 3,000 types of these dudes all waiting to be explored on Alaska's ocean floor. If you want to get an up-close look yourself, just know they're quite good at absorbing toxins from predators and then storing them for later on. So tread lightly. Don't be poking anything. Watch out for colorful deep sea spaghetti. Always keep your eye open for deep sea spaghetti. You'll see them coming also. These things are giant and they look like they're from Avatar. You won't miss them. Number 5, a strange catch. When you fish off Alaska's coast, you really never know what you reel in. Sea creatures are already creepy enough, but imagine pulling up this thing. Back in 2019, an angler named Sarah Alford pulled up this alien-looking sea creature. And when she posted her catch online, everybody else was like, great, what is it though? And no one had any idea what this thing was, including herself. Everybody was just as confused as she was. What planet did you catch this thing on? The clip got millions of views, no problem. People were upset in the comments even, saying not to pull him out of the water because he couldn't breathe. But then other comments are like, yeah, but why? What is it? Is it a fish? Does that mean that's a fish? Turns out this thing is a basket star, a species of Shinoderm, AKA sea star. Yeah, it's just a fancy starfish. Yeah, not all starfish look like starfish. Sometimes they look like inside-out aliens. Sometimes they look like haunted bowls of ramen. The more you know. Number 4, pyrosomes. I've said it once and I will say it again. The ocean, the sea, hell, even the lake sometimes. Nope, not going in. I'm gonna stay dry forever. It's home to a lot of weird stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff hiding in the water. Starfish that look like they're inside out, jellyfish that age in reverse. It's all truly alien. The more we find, the happier lad I am on the land. Like pyrosomes, for example. This is straight out of, I don't know, hell? These tropical tube-shaped sea creatures are appearing in the millions near Alaska. Why? Wouldn't you like to know? They began to show up back in 2017 and we're still figuring out what's going on with them. They're these foot-long tubes. They're these glowing sea tubes. They look like deflated sea pickles almost. They're so odd. Just sad sea balloons. Researchers at NOAA's Alaska Fisheries Center are shocked because they've never seen pyrosomes travel this far north before. Where are they going? Why? Why is it becoming a common sighting in Alaskan waters now? These numbers are so high that when fishermen are finding them, they're clogging all their gear up. Yeah, their nets are just layered in this goop. Just jellyfish balloon goop. Nice, we love it. Number 3, the basking shark. Translating to large-nosed sea monster. Nice, for good reason there, I guess. The basking shark is something I hope I never run into at any point in my life. Even in an aquarium, I don't wanna see it. I'll close my eyes and walk through that entire exhibit. I don't wanna look at it. They swim around the surface of the water, first of all, scary, and search for tiny food. They search for plankton. Despite how big and scary their mouths are, their meal is preferably tiny. Basking sharks will go years without seeing one of these. But once we do, we're in luck. Because more often than not, basking sharks will travel in large numbers, and they're found in both the Atlantic and the Pacific. As of 2019, basking sharks were considered endangered thanks to overfishing. Yeah, they have some biological mysteries behind them though. The basking shark mouth is massive and, like I said before, quite scary, but otherwise it's pretty normal. Basking shark females, however, they only have one functioning ovary, and it's always the same every time. It's always on the right side, and we're still not quite sure why. Number 2, red squirrels. Okay, so Olivia told me recently that black squirrels in Toronto, they aren't a thing everywhere. They're not a thing in Regina. But over in Toronto, my whole life I've seen black squirrels everywhere, maybe even more so than a brown squirrel. So this one I had to throw in because I simply don't know anymore. My whole life is now a lie. I could be colorblind for all I know. Because now we got red squirrels over in Alaska. Like red, like mighty red. These things look like Vikings. A common sighting over there. They have these cute white bellies. They look straight out of a fairy tale. That's another thing. Every time you see a squirrel in a book, it's always brown. I can't confidently tell you what color squirrels are anymore. Zebras, I got, that's fine. Zebras, no problem. Squirrels, no clue. The only squirrels I see downtown Toronto look like they just got a buzz cut out of nowhere. They're like losing hair, they have bald spots. I don't know, these squirrels are up to no good. I don't wanna know what's going on. You ever see a squirrel that clearly just got into an altercation and you're like, hey little guy? I can't talk to Toronto squirrels. Squirrels are too scary. Alaskan red squirrels, those are awesome. We like those. Those are probably a bit more gentle. They don't have to dodge taxi cabs. And finally, number 1, the king crab. Okay, I'm not great with spiders. You've seen this, you know this on this channel here. And crabs, in case you're wondering, nope, no better. They're larger and they can swim. 2 more red flags, my friends. Not a big fan of crabs, but the Alaskan king crab, they're honestly pretty impressive. I had to put them at number 1. They're an OG. They have the name Alaskan in their name. You know what I mean? They've made their home. These king crabs can reach up to 5 feet wide. A giant sea spider, great. But instead of 8 legs, they only have 6. But the massive claws that resemble boxing gloves, those don't feel too good on your skin. You want to avoid that. The bizarre thing about these yummy sea creatures with the Alaskan king crab is that their right claw is often way bigger than the left. And that claw is more often than not their weapon. That's their go-to weapon. So they're not right or left-handed. They're just like, oh, what's bigger? This one? Sure. That's how they pick which-handed they are. You guys have been great. Those have been the top 10 bizarre discoveries in Alaska. If you want a part 2, gladly. I can definitely dive in, find some more weird things in Alaska. You bet. I've been your host, Taylor McWaters, and we'll see you next time. Most amazing top 10. Bye. Okay, we're back. The kid's back in this room, but we're still back. Let's do it. I went off. I improvised. Now I don't know where I am. Who's running this? Me. I'm like, sorry, Chris, can we slow down? Thanks, man. He's not here. That'd be weird if he was here. So then I have to put the props down for this one. All right. I just yelled about crabs in a room by myself for like 8 minutes.